Welcome to Lulu's Storytime, where imagination comes to life. Get ready to dive into a world full of heartwarming tales that will capture your imagination as you drift off to sleep. Will and His Best Friend Whale by K.A. Mulenga. Will was the nicest boy in his town. All the boys of his age had other boys for best friends, but Will had a unique best friend. Will's best friend was Whale. When all the other boys were riding bikes and playing catch with their best friends, Will could be found at the harbor, playing with Whale. All the adults in the town loved Will, but the other boys in the town used to make fun of him and call him names. They gave him a horrible nickname, Weird Will. The children of the town even made up a song about him. It went like this: Weird Will, the weirdest boy in town. Weird Will, has no friends around. Weird Will, never wants to play. Weird Will, just at the harbor all day. But Will didn't care much because to him, Whale was the best friend any boy could have. One day, Will's mom asked him why he liked Whale more than the other boys in the town. The answer is simple, Mom, he replied. Whale is always happy. Whale is never sad. Whale is never rude. Whale is always glad. Whale is not like the other boys who play with bikes and balls. Whale is always there for me. Every time I call, I see my son. That makes so much sense, his mom told him, and started making her way to the market. As she was walking along the road, one of the townsboys shouted out, "Hey, look, it's Weird Will's mom." And then he started singing the awful song. Weird Will, the weirdest boy in town. Weird Will, has no friends around. Weird Will, never wants to play. Weird Will, just at the harbor all day. Will's mom looked at the boy and shook her head. Get away, you naughty boy. I'm so happy that Will doesn't have a friend like you. A few days later, on a normal day like any other, Will was on his way to the harbor to play with Whale. As usual, he came across the town boys, and as usual, they made fun of him, singing their awful song. Weird Will, the weirdest boy in town. Weird Will, has no friends around. Weird Will, never wants to play. Weird Will, just at the harbor all day. Will ignored them and carried on going. When he reached the harbor, there was no sign of Whale. He called out to him, "Whale, Whale, Whale!" But Whale never came. After hours and hours of searching for his best friend, Will gave up and went home. "What's the matter, my son?" his mom asked. "Whale didn't come today," Will said, close to tears. Dad leaned over and whispered something in Mom's ear. Then Will's mom turned to face him. She looked very serious. "I'm so sorry, my son," she said, "but Whale won't be coming back. He swallowed some plastic that people had been dumping in the harbor, and it made him very sick. He's no longer with us." At this news, Will felt sadder than he'd ever felt in his whole life. His best friend was gone, and he would never see him again. He cried, and he cried, and he didn't want to eat any supper that night. Before he went to bed, Will made a promise to himself he would make sure that no more plastic would ever be dumped in the harbor. The next day, Will traveled all over town, sticking up posters. "No dumping plastic. Plastic kills whales." The other boys saw what Will was doing at this time. Instead of making fun of him, they felt sorry for him and decided to help him. They made up a new song for Will. It went like this: Wise Will, the wisest boy in town. Wise Will, has many friends around. Wise Will, we love him every day. Wise Will, teach us to be good in every way. Come back to Lulu's for more story time.